Recently, our client Tommy met his banker to discuss continuing his father's restaurant legacy. In us, he found a partner that understood the importance of passing the torch. First Horizon Bank. Let's find a way. Go to firsthorizon.com/Tommy.
Man, I tell you one thing. It's usually always about getting the bag around here and going ahead and scalp as much loose change and money around here as possible so I can go ahead and do all these other wild things that I have plans for. But, sometimes there's something a little bit more rewarding than that. And I am going to have to close that damn window. That's too loud. But, oh, God. The only time that ever really happens is, during... Yeah, it's definitely about to be springtime around here. Because, man, you start hearing all that ambiance coming through here, and it doesn't mesh well. But something? People have been waiting for this episode. So, let's go on ahead and give them a show then, because welcome to the J-Man Show here on
J360 Radio!
Tonight in Arkansas, there's a mother tucking in her daughter and turning off the light. A business owner is burning the midnight oil. An at-home dinner date is plating up possibility. And it's all happening under one roof. How? The power of a conversation, like the one John from Integrity Solutions had with First Horizon Bank about his vision for a sustainable mixed-use building. Now it's not just words, it's life. First Horizon Bank. Let's find a way. Go to firsthorizon.com/John. First Horizon Bank, member FDIC.
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Hey, how's it going, J360 Legion? How are you all doing tonight? Yeah, your eyes do not deceive you. It is the J-Man Show here on a Tuesday, of course. And let me just say this, though. It's good to be here behind the mic again for you all, especially after that awesome jam sesh that happened. Yep, Jams 43 is in the can, and I'm going to tell you this, if you haven't experienced it yet, no worries, I'll resend it again when I get first chance, It's just been a real busy week, and it's only Tuesday. Oh, man. In addition to doing that big project, I also have, major projects to do at the day job. So, yeah, your boy's been playing tennis and going toe-to-toe with the best of them, like usual. But the thing about it is, though, it's starts catching up with you after a while. So, but, I love it, man. It's a labor of love. It's just something that, me and other creatives do because, we want to make this world livable. We shape the culture, and we keep things entertaining. In addition to, getting you guys away from certain things that are a little too real for you, kind of like the Ukraine conflict, the war at home, you name it, pretty much. And, the thing about it is, as much as I keep on cranking this stuff out for you guys, I also have other next-level climbs to reach for. Ding, ding. But you see, the thing about it is that it's all going good, though. J360 Radio will be around for a few more years. So you have nothing to worry about in that department. I know it seems like the vibe is oh my God, is he going to announce something? Of course I am. That's what I do. But, the thing about it is, not that kind of announcement. It isn't that kind of special. No, I get the feeling that I'll be well in my old age before the J-Man Show ever goes. Because I still got a lot of things to talk about. I remember when somebody was trying to get at me about that. Oh, how you going to talk about that? Because how you going to make a podcast about... I was like, I can do whatever the hell I want to. It's called independent choice. And the thing is, that goes for my audience, too. If they like certain episodes, that's great. And as they should. And, it shouldn't be about the context of the whole thing, because you want to talk about it. Instead of, everybody talking about the same damn thing all the time. Man, to be honest with you, as a podcast connoisseur, there is, the whole point where everybody has a podcast, but you realize that everybody is trying to do and trying to speak the same thing. Is The Batman a good movie or not? That's pretty much what I saw all last couple of weeks. I was like, what the hell is this? Everybody doing a Batman episode all of a sudden? Well, it is a pretty big movie, right? I mean, if it's nothing that doesn't have the emblem of Spider-Man, Batman, or Superman on it, I need to close that damn window. Jesus Christ. Yeah, yep. Because you see, like, it's pretty much tourist season around here in DE. So, like, you know, as soon as, like, a little bit of sun just peeks through the sky, everybody's out and all that. And then they just start steamrolling right around where I live at because it's on the way to, like, resort towns and stuff. So it's like, yeah. Crazy stuff, man. So I'm always, like, sitting there. I'm like, really, though? Damn it! But if it isn't them, it'll be Del Dot out there doing construction. So, yeah, one way or another, it's like, can't win. So we're just going to have to roll with it. But like I'm saying, though, yeah, like almost everybody was doing if it's not Batman, Superman, or Spider-Man or whatever, I don't think people have too much to talk about. Other than, like, you know, trying to tell you about the real stuff that's going on. And then there's times where people don't want to hear that either. So then, you know, you start catering to people like, what do you want to hear? What do you want to hear? What do you want to see? And all that kind of stuff. Me, I just say F you to it. Because at the end of the day, the public isn't really 100% sure what it wants. Because, see, people, now let's see, like, I think Men in Black said it best. A person is smart. But people are stupid. You know what I mean? People as a group, when they start a whole lot of mixed signals and a whole lot of mixed this and that, they're outrageous enough to the point where they don't get anything done, and then they complain about it. And then try to beat you down with experience when you try to say, well, hey, aren't we supposed to be solving the problem? And I mean, like, a whole lot of those other issues, but hey, enough about my work life, right? But that's how it gets sometimes, especially when dealing with people who really don't take the time to understand. And I see it all the time when I'm working on stuff with you guys, or when I'm working on stuff like a day job, period. You know? Oh, which is funny though, because I meant to bring this up in that one workplace episode I talked to you guys about. Remember, You Are Up to You? Like, what happened was, I was working at the soda company at this point, and you know, the Amazon factory just opened up, and then there was this one dude that used to work for the soda company, and he was talking about how great Amazon was, and if you pay attention, you'll realize that working from Amazon isn't all that great unless you're in the higher levels. You know, but there's some people that do love it. There are some people that do love it, but it's like, you know, you are up to you, like I always said. But going back into the story, yeah, he was over there talking about how great it was, and me and this girl named Katie, who I used to work with over at one of the soda companies, we were listening to what he said, and then she went and talked to him. She was like, well, do they have management programs or anything? And like, he was like, oh yeah, they sure do. Plenty of classes and courses that you could take to lead you into management and all that stuff. And then I looked at him after he was done explaining all that stuff, after sliding her the card. I think he was trying to go ahead and make sure he can mac on Katie. I don't think Katie's man would have liked that, but, you know, it is what it is. I walked over there and I was like, hey, is there any way that I could get into the management position and I actually could level up too? And he gave me this look, right? You know how, like, certain people give you a look like you ain't supposed to be there or even ask that question? And they start pulling this. Well, you got to get your foot in the door, and you got to go ahead and I said, that's enough. I said, look, you can go ahead and tell that lady about that kind of stuff because you know damn well that, you know, because it was that kind of conversation that he was trying to pull. And I looked right at him. I said, look, I got management courses and everything under my belt, and I'm actually qualified to go into those kind of systems. So at the end of the day, if you're going to go ahead and sales pitch how great this job is, you might want to go ahead and say the same thing to everybody about it. Shut that nonsense down, and I ripped the card up in front of him. I was like, this is ridiculous. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff is not a good look, so I highly suggest if anybody's over there pitching about a few things, make sure you tell the whole story. All right, not one that you have as a minority package and say, you know, you gotta get your foot in the door, right? You gotta get all that stuff. I remember one time I went to the movies, like, and you know, I was just trying to go ahead and watch this film with me and my friend, right? And then all of a sudden, this This, you could tell this stupid usher had no idea what the hell he was trying to do. And he walked over there to where we were, and he looked over at me. He's like, do you have your ticket? And I looked right back at him. I said, did you check everybody in this theater for their ticket? And he backed the hell up. Well, don't ever come at me with nonsense like that. I don't have, like I said, I have plenty of time and I have things set for you if you do pull that kind of stuff. But I'm not here for that nonsense, man. We don't need to make an example of, like, why the hell I'm here. Obviously, I wanted to sneak into the movie theater to go ahead and do some stuff. Nah, I worked too damn hard for that. You can kiss my ass. I mean, there are some things that some people slide their way through and stuff like that and don't feel like paying. That's on them. Or they go ahead and they use, like, certain illicit means to watch the movie. Once again, that's on them. But for me, you know, after working and dealing with a lot of crazy stuff, and after all the other things that come my way, you know, I'm in my woospa phase, and if I see your ugly ass mug right there, chances are I'm going to either punch it or I'm going to headbutt it. And the point is, I don't want nothing to do with anybody when I'm trying to watch a damn movie, right? You see what I'm saying? It's little things like that. It's just use common sense. But I'm going to be like, did you check everybody's damn ticket in this theater? Because I don't need to be the patient zero for you. F off, big man. Things like that, you know? Shoot. I think a lot of short people try to go ahead and pull that kind of concept because, I want to look tough in front of everybody, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to mess with a 6'3" person. Yeah, keep doing that. You're gonna have a hole in your face, and you're gonna be thrown through so many different things. You're gonna look fucking unfamiliar after a while. They'll be like, "Oh shit, what happened to him?" And pardon my French. Yeah, it's that kind of episode. I don't really care about the censorship, guys. I work too damn hard for it. You know? And the truth is that I'm very happy about, like, you know, the way things are turning out for J360 Productions as a whole. And I love the way, like, the growth is coming in, and then, like, you know, people are actually catching the episodes. But once again, though, just because you didn't catch the episode live that day, and I know some of y'all do this as a token of respect, but, you know, apologizing to me doesn't change anything. You still didn't get to the live show, did you? You still didn't make it there, did you? Okay? Now, I mean, there could be many, many things that went wrong and stuff like that, but you know what? Much like the band and much like, you know, as I'm assigned to be there, it's a different story if you're not there when I'm there. And I don't mind being there. You know what I mean? Because, like, everybody says, oh, man, I don't know how you do it for a 3 to 4 hour show, because I'm dedicated. It's what I love to do. J360 Jams is a highlight of my Friday, especially when I'm putting on shows and parties and stuff like that. There's nothing wrong with it. You understand what I'm saying? Because I know what I'm trying to do. Whereas a lot of y'all will go and, I don't know. I can't speak for you. But the thing about it is like, if there's a show and I need to get it done, I'm getting it done. I'm not going to make no excuse to be like, you know what, the crowd's not big enough, man. I'm going to cancel Jams 43 and I'm going to move it to next week. You don't do that. You understand what I'm saying? And then there's those of you that don't go into the chat room and stuff like that, and I totally understand. It's okay, because you know what? You need to relax. You don't want to be dealing with a lot of people and stuff. And it's totally cool. Just like how, like, you know, there's some times where I catch a show and I don't participate in the chat room. I just catch the show. And like I say, like, apologizing is not going to affect me one way or another. The whole point is, are you getting your fix when you download the episode? Is the episode good enough where you download it and you're enjoying all of what you hear and, like, the artists that you have never met and all that kind of stuff? You know what I'm saying? Is it enriching to you in the post-show? That's important. Because you see, like, you know, like, there are moments where I work on videos, there are moments where I work on live streams, and there's moments where I capture these things, and I'm like, what do you like? Do you like the highlights? Do you like the whole nature of the show? Or do you like binging on the content, you know? It's all about those sort of things, and it really comes down to R&D and what your personal preference is. And, like, that's what some of those next level climbs are going to be about, because, you know, I just got some information in about one of my side hustles here, and, you know, GTB is going to be in full effect soon, so I'm going to get all the rest I can right now. But at the same time, I can still make great content for you guys. I can still go ahead and satisfy that other endeavor I have. And then, you know, just make all this stuff even out. Not to mention my SOTA duties. So it seems like a lot, but it's really not. You know what I mean? So, like, just to make sure my ducks are in a row and stuff like that, I will let you guys know this. We are going dark for the rest of the week. And all the way up to, I would say, next Tuesday. So, like, if anything, the schedule will start up again more or less next Wednesday going into Jams 44 because that's next week. So, you know, and like for those that are wondering about the Hangout schedule, if the Hangout schedule is still in effect on any of those dates, you know, we'll talk about it. You just send me an email at j360production@outlook.com, as you should, to request any of these things so that we can go ahead and work on that stuff. You get what I'm saying? So, like, this is just a big way of making this stuff happen because, see, the thing is, I'm not going to please everybody. I know that. And I also know, like, some things are going to have to be postponed in some cases and some things are going to have to be rescheduled in others. But fortunately, though, as I go on this leave for a little bit and I take a look at these things, I can actually make this work out pretty good. And those that are wondering about having me as a guest appearance, well, once again, the best thing you can do is communicate and just send me an email about it. You know what I'm saying? Because if I don't know about it, that's interesting. Because, see, some people, some esteemed content creators and all that kind of stuff, they talk like they actually had certain conversations with me. And I'm always like, where the hell was I at then? Because if it was around 10 o'clock on, you know, days outside of Monday, because Monday's a special circumstance day anyway, but if it's on days like, you know, the huge, especially when some of you guys out here actually catch J360 radio shows, you kind of know, like, how things go around here. I'm like, there's no way I could have had this conversation with you about teaming up, collabs, or anything. And you got to pay attention to people because people nowadays are really ridiculous, especially like when I said earlier about it being near tourist season, so almost everybody's ass is on the road. Oh, yeah, gas prices, right? Mm-hmm. And you know, even tonight when you heard like lots of that traffic just go by, that whole gas prices thing is a joke. It's a joke in practice and it's a joke in complaints. Because people still out there going to places. It's the same thing about like when we were knee deep in COVID, right? And people still had parties and all that kind of stuff instead of doing what the CDC, before the CDC was like, oh yeah, I'm going to cater to rich folks because as they want to do. You know, they had some rules that you could follow. So they started doing all this cutbacks on different things. You understand my drift? And people do whatever the hell they want to do. So if you're hearing people still complain about this stuff and they're still riding around out there, you know, once again, they either going to work or they found a way to make this work for them, or this is the only time that they could be relevant because it's the talk in town. And that's all it was there for a little bit, too. Like, when I took a look at my narrative, I looked at people either talking about the Twitter swindler, or they were talking about, like, the gas prices, or they were going ahead and fantasizing about the Ukraine leader, which, in a way, it's like, it's amazing what people will fantasize about. Don't even know the damn man and fantasize, you know? Like, there's so much in that right now. And you're just over there having a steamy dream about it. Hey, you can't come knocking at us because of our fetishes, Jay. The hell I can. I made a pretty good season about it. Jeez. I mean, you know, all that stuff going on. Well, if any other wild stuff come around here and you see me knock over somebody at the same time bricking somebody's jaw and stuff, well, you go ahead and look at me like a sex symbol then. Not that you already don't, but at the same time, I'm like, come on now. Yeah, it's interesting to me, like, what people will talk about and things. Oh, and another thing, like, I saw somebody else out there saying, oh, the dudes need to stop it with these podcasts. First off, who the hell are dudes? You know what I mean? Like, is there really somebody that's running around here, because people don't really care anymore, is there somebody really running around here named dudes and stuff? And at the same time, it's like, guess what? If it's your friend, wouldn't you listen to their podcast? And the point is that people jump on these podcasts because they think that it's instant fame and that it's viral. And then, like, you know, half the stuff they talk about is original. Mm-hmm. Weren't we all naive once? I don't get it. You know, like, look, even as and then they go ahead and they make it seem like, oh, you should be ashamed of doing a podcast. If there is one thing here in J360 Productions, whether it's J360 Radio, J360 TV, or the filmmaking, I want to always announce this to those of you out there that are inspired by me, okay? Never be ashamed of the art that you're making, all right? If you got something to say, say it. If you have something to put out here, say it. Within reason and within context. And like, if you're gonna do a movie thing, you see like there's thousands of other people that make movie reviews and all that kind of stuff. Well, what makes you different? And at the same time, don't be reading from script from what they're saying. Like, really, really have a niche and really understand what the hell you're talking about. And don't be ashamed if some stupid jackass out there doesn't understand what you're talking about, because there's probably at least 10 people that do. You're not going to please everybody, whether you have a podcast, whether you have a vlog, whether you have a blog, or whether you have, like, live streams or all these other things. Like, I don't know why there are people out there that try to shame other people for doing nearly the same thing in context. It's probably not even the same conversation. You know what I'm saying? If you want to talk about like the opioid crisis or the energy crisis, that's entirely up to you. If you want to talk about like what's going on in your neck of the woods and stuff, that's once again still up to you. And if you want to talk about superheroes, then damn it, go on ahead. You know? Like, it's probably your point of view and your sake and all that kind of stuff. Now, if you're thinking about being rich, you're thinking about all that kind of stuff, you'll have to figure that out on your own. But I'd like to say, but for enrichment's sake, yeah, why not go ahead and start a podcast? Why not go ahead and, try to run your show and try to have a good time? And, at the same time, like, somebody that you idolize and stuff like that, like, they're going to be working on their skill set. Who knows? You probably revive certain people to jump back into the podcast game or into the content creating game. What it is that it's not as, how can I put it? It's not as sacred as it used to be. Like, almost everybody has accesses to Yetis and yeah, I said that in like Forrest Gump. Yetis. Not everybody has either access to a Yeti, a Shure, or that other one. Like, there's an N712. Like, there's quality mics all over the area. But the thing about it is that like whatever is gonna fit your budget, work with you, you'll figure it out. I mean, I made the first 3 seasons with a snowball mic, and snowballs. They help you get in, but at the same time, it's like, you want to go ahead and you want to level up to something better. And you see, the Yeti has done fine for me, whereas I'm always looking at like, okay, what's going to be the next one as I get more gear and as I grow as a presenter and all that kind of stuff. Because, after a while, it might not just be here at Spreaker and stuff. And as it shouldn't be. It should always be a developmental growth, unless I'm in partnership with Spreaker. So that's just the way it is. And I'm always looking for those next levels, to take it to that where I want to be at. You see what I'm saying? And this isn't the end. This isn't the end at all. This is a beginning of something new, and then there's like the next level on this and that. And I was gonna go ahead and tell you about that, but nah, y'all can wait. Of course you can. Because all that R&D wasn't just for show. I've been looking at certain things to take it. But all in all, though, I think like we've made great strides to get this far. And if you're thinking about starting a podcast, please, please, please do not look into all the time what is popular at that moment. Because as soon as you looked at it, everybody else looked at it. And the thing is, it might fizzle out and go away. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I remember when I was just pushing more and more Jams episodes through. And somebody was like, oh, you do videos? I was like, I do videos sometime, but it's not the main crux right now. Because it really wasn't. I wasn't home enough to do videos. And not only that, I wasn't using my phone to do videos often like that. I do them a lot more now, but at the end of the day, like, that question ended up becoming, 5 months late because I was already ahead of the game in the audio side of stuff. Not to say that I can't do videos, because I work in that industry in my day job. But the crazy thing is, it's just like, when people tell you that kind of stuff, if you're going to do video podcasting, that's up to you. Ain't no different than a vlog. It's just really like, what is your preference? What's your niche? What do you want to do? And do you have something to talk about? Do you have stories to tell? Do you have, experiences that you're looking forward to, or at the same time hope that you can actually get off the ground as you go about it? And don't be like, what's the term? Don't be afraid to talk about it unless you're not willing to. And then there's going to be the whole concept where you think of people don't pay attention, they don't listen and all. Like, you might not get your listens and views on the day that you do it. That's the beauty of the VOD, isn't it? Because, your subscribers, your followers and all that really appreciate you and what you're doing. Because you never know, you might sometimes me saying hi gives people a brighter outlook. That's what I'm trying to say. And that's pretty much the most beautiful thing you can give. Like, sometimes people need that, you know? And don't be fabricated or false about it, because the audience will find out about that stuff quick. Of course, there's a lot of people that they don't find out about quick and they become famous, but hey, though, it's a different ballgame nowadays. What's the old saying? Fool me once, shame on me, but fool me twice, shame on you. Things like that. I know, I totally did that backwards. So I'm hoping that a lot of y'all caught that. But no, the saying was, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And that's the real thing. And it still applies today. But, there are a lot of people out there that have that cult of personality. And, they never get caught until it's, like, too late to even panic them on things. And they've already just achieved a whole nother level of unfavorable victories. And you guys know about this. I mean, think about who you idolize sometimes. Like, like some of these celebrities that run around here, and they just live off their name. They don't do their arts and crafts like they used to. They don't do the thing that got them famous at one point. It all became a whole different story after a while. And you know something? I think everybody feels as though that they are entitled to that. Because a lot of people, that do podcasts, they think that, oh, well, we're reality TV stars now. We go, blah, 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 blah. We can do all this stuff. And let me just be honest, there are some successful ones out here that make a lot of money. But at the same time, you got to realize, okay, you know what? We're not them. We don't have to be them. We do things our own way. All right? And we're going to go ahead and keep this live. Is audio podcasting dead? No. It's alive. It's very much alive. Why do you think a lot of social medias went ahead and they were like, hey, guess what? We're going to install voice talking on here, and people can go ahead and post voice messages and all. You know what I mean? It's very much alive. Like, Clubhouse was like the biggest thing on Apple for a while, and now it's on Android. And nobody wants to even talk about it anymore. Nobody I know of, anyway. Because I think Twitter has Spaces. Facebook kind of always had their own thing. They just brought it up to prominence. And then, what's the other one? There's another one out there. Discord. Yeah, Discord has it. Well, Discord kind of always had it, but now they have it where it's like Clubhouse, where you can talk to people live and all that jazz. I've been meaning to do that again, but I don't know. I guess I've been so busy with the restoration and I'm working on this other stuff here for the rest of the 2022-23 layout, which you guys don't know about, so don't ever ask. You're going to see it, though. See, because we're in this whole business to show, not tell. So it's little things like that. But, yeah, man. I just look at it from time to time, and I see people try to undercut others because they're trying to be creative. I see people trying to undercut others for doing video game playthroughs. What, video game Let's Plays aren't cool anymore? Really? I mean, so let me get this straight. Basically, Elgato and AverMedia needs to quit making, capture cards so people can stop doing that, right? Or basically not use their consoles to go ahead and capture and broadcast what they do either. You understand what I'm saying? So basically, all of this ability to make this content, we're not supposed to use it by, society's decry about this kind of stuff. It's just as bad as some people that are oh boy, I love fighting these guys. I fight these guys more than podcasters do. Other filmmakers get on my damn nerves sometime, because they always at this height and this level up here till you realize that you can smack them down to where they really are supposed to be at. And you'll notice that some people haven't made a new film in how many months and all that kind of stuff because they're piggybacking off the other people, or at the same time they're like, oh, I'm waiting for inspiration, or just afraid to fail. And then here's the other thing too, the whole problem with green screens. I don't know what the hell the issue is with a green screen. As far as I know, they were just tools to help you make imagery that you couldn't make practically, or you didn't have the ability to go to expensive, exotic scenery to get those shots. You understand what I'm saying? a green screen's supposed to help you, not hurt you. I mean, yeah, sure, we all point at Tommy Wiseau and laugh at that scene where he's on the balcony, it's a green screen effect. I mean, sure, we all do that, but you gotta realize this, Tommy Wiseau is a mythical figure for pretty much all the wrong reasons, but still, here's the thing, he entertained a lot of people with that movie. Even though it wasn't the movie that he planned on making, it's still in a way kind of successful because he doesn't really have to make any more movies anymore because that one movie alone is still raking in cash. You know what I mean? Sometimes it pops up on like any other streaming network, and then like people were happy to see it go on Blu-ray, and they were going ahead and subscribing to get, well, not subscribing, they were pre-ordering to get it. It's just like, yeah, okay. We know that this story is not really a story at all, and it's a bunch of pieces that really didn't go anywhere, but we laughed at it anyway. You know? And a lot of people are like, this is the best movie ever made, man. I love this comedy. And it's not really supposed to be a comedy. But you still bought it. And then, like, I look at people on YouTube, and there are people that talk about fan-made films, and I'm like, yeah, those fan-made films are pretty good. They do a little bit better than the studio quality, but you see, the thing is, the studios are taking bits from those and putting them into their own movies and stuff. And of course, they're not going to say where they got the inspiration and the idea from. That's never going to happen. So don't look forward to that as you jump into the art, and any art field for that matter. You know, like say like you designed it, but they go ahead and say like, yeah, but I made it better because of my clout. So yeah, just like the idea that NFTs are coming to Instagram, I'm like, oh, yeah, I ain't gonna drop the F-bomb, but I really want to though. You know what I'm saying? It's just so dumb. It's like, oh, you know, why would you bring that here? Some people use that for their outlet for like different arts that they're making and different like productions and all that kind of stuff. NFTs are a dangerous precedent, man. Like some of the stuff that goes on is so illicit, it's ridiculous. People have lost money making those things, and they lost money selling those things. And like the whole cryptocurrency thing is unchecked. And if you want to sit there and argue about it, we could. But I just have so much things to say, and oh God, and I'm just like, I am not in the mood right now for that. I mean, those that got into it early, yeah, they made a lot of money. But if you ever think about the diamond water principle about things, now that everybody has an ability to have access and can do those things, what happens to value? Think about it. But nobody wants to. So I just look at it from time to time. We'll probably make an episode on it, but by then it'd be too late because there's already people screen capping, scalping, and all this other stuff. Just taking people's art and everything. That's another sad thing. But, you know, story for another conversation. But, like, I didn't finish with this green screen one either. But yeah, I've seen it where like people will look at a YouTube video and be like, oh, they're doing it on the green screen. Oh, I'm so mad. I'm at a level where I don't really need a green screen. Yeah, golf clap. Good on you, jackass. Let this person go ahead and create with their stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you bought it for them. I mean, like, how in the world how is this an inconvenience to your life? If you're at that level where you don't even have to use YouTube anymore, or guess what, it's just side money for you, or any of those other things, like, once again, why are you even giving a toss about exactly what somebody else at the low end of the spectrum is probably doing? You don't know those people. I remember a long time ago, before I even started doing these shows, somebody was like this, you know what, we need to go make roast videos about people. And this is some stupid young kid that thought he was going to have a way in J360 Productions. And I was looking at him and I was like, buddy, I would never hire you even if I was desperate. Screw you. And take that shit idea with you. Because I'm not going to make a video or any of these things. Like, I'm a man of my craft. I'm not going to go ahead and do this stuff about people. All right? Especially people that I may not know have mental diseases or any sort of things that are really, really wrong with them. Or probably live in a, you know, like I said, I don't live in a mansion yet. But here's the thing. That person probably lives in squalor. Or probably lives in a mansion with people that don't care about them and things. You really don't know. And people take the time to make content about other people that they don't know. And let's say, like, if I made something that was really hard hitting, because I'm good about that. And then, like, that person sees that video, doesn't think about suing or anything, but sees that video and offs themselves, whose conscience do you think that's on? A little bit of responsibility here, folks. I mean, like, you can ruin somebody's life even by just writing something down on a piece of paper. Nobody understands that. Like, have care in how you speak. And the thing is, like, even if I do talk about people, these are people that I've done business with, that I know about, that I know are slimy, that I know that things are not coming together, and, like, they're over there doing it because, oh, this is my way of getting revenge. Well, guess what? I got ways of getting revenge too. And the point is that it'll be finished when I finish it. Because I'll throw me in the mix, and I'll throw, like, what really happened in the mix. I ain't got time for that dumb stuff, man. Oh, I'm going to play victim. Oh, I'm going to try to get more relevance out of this. Oh, you better watch what you say about me. Screw you. You mentioned my name. Let's talk then. See what I'm saying? I know I say that a lot, but it's the truth, though. It's like, these are things to think about when you're a creator. And I think about it a lot as I do next level climbs. And, like, as I always try to plan some stuff out for, like, where I want to be at, because the shows might be a lot different next year. Things are going to be changing because that transitional feeling is coming in, Because, like, originally, it was just going to be the films. Now it's TV broadcasts and podcasting and all that, And podcasting's not the problem, much in the same way if vlogging's not the problem. Doing reviews is not the problem. Sometimes it might be the people. Sometimes you might have a hard way of explaining it. Like I had a hard way of explaining things in this episode. It just, it just happens. And the truth be told that, like, you want to be consistent about everything that you do. And you see some people, they run out of gas around, like, the 5th episode. And I look at them and I'm like, well, you really had nothing to talk about, huh? So, but guess what, though, guys? If you give me money, I will be your mentor. I just said that as a stretch, right? You don't have to give me money for that. I'll mentor you as I do this damn series. I mean, like, I just look at people and I'm like, wow, you can trick the rubes with the snake oil if you want to, but I know your game because I've been in your game for a long damn time. So that's why I just look at them like, well, I hope you got what you paid for, because it could be a load of nothing. Just like, what was that one guy? His name was Thompson, and he was supposed to help me out with filmmaking, even though, like, I look over at my degree, and then I look over at the projects that I've done, and then I look over at, like, the project that I've recently done. Yeah, you gonna help me, all right. But what's funny is we signed up for that meeting for the help, and then all of a sudden he cancels it. And he's like, are we cool, man? Is everything good? And I know he's a snake because he goes ahead and tries to make it seem like I canceled on him. I looked at him, I said, yeah, we're good. Are you all right? And then he's like this, yeah, we'll reschedule it for next Monday. I was like, okay. So he sets up the meeting, and I take a look at it, and then all of a sudden it cancels again. He's like, hey, man, everything's all good, man. I can't help you at this point. And, I don't say the N-word that often, but you see, when dealing with one of my own and stuff like that, and it gets really to the point where it's ridiculous, that's where, at the same time, it's like, it's not really J-Man at that point. It's me, like, really, really ripping into this person. And I was like, you didn't help me at all, you stupid mother... things like that. Oh, man. I was like... The preliminary meeting to that whole thing was ridiculous. You're supposed to be teaching people how to make movies and how to make money from their movies. I go ahead and I'm like, well, this is interesting because, hey, let's see about what other way to make money doing a movie here. Because, I want to go ahead and do more films. So I was looking to see, like, what this education could be and if it's on the outside of things that I already know. And apparently I would have taken him to task on everything about it, and he didn't want to answer those questions, so he bails. See what I'm saying? This is how you know frauds when you see them. You got to get them talking. You can't just shut them down all the time. You got to get them talking. And like I say, as I do these next level climbs, I want to work with a lot of people in the content creator industry, but there's a lot of frauds. There's a lot of tiresome people. There's a lot of burnouts out there too. And hopefully you guys are not. Hopefully you guys are just getting started. Hopefully you guys are just jumping back in the game, because after a while, when you don't do this stuff, you'll miss it. And like I said, the next few days are going to be hard for me because I'm not going to be behind the mic. We're going dark for a little bit. So, it's just like, it's not like a, but it's a much needed kind of rest. It's not like one of those where it's like, oh, I'm doing this because, like, I didn't get any views. I didn't get any listenership. I'm tired of all this other stuff, man. You know what I mean? I ain't going to follow through on that. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and take courses over here on how to make a better podcast. And it's like, you really need to do all that, huh? See, because, the whole point of this episode is that, like, I don't like seeing other artists cut themselves down before they had a chance to be born. I don't like seeing other artists go ahead and try to siphon off of other people as a way of trying to make their whole system great. I had somebody try to do that, and yeah, it didn't go well for him. His whole damn thing fell apart because he had no personality and he had nothing worth talking about. Like how I give you guys stories on this show, he didn't have any. But we got plenty of stories about him, though, don't we? Yeah, so I just, once again, like I always say, just enjoy the ride. Trust your process a little bit. Don't do as many things as J-Man does. Live your friggin' life. And if you got a goal, then go ahead and go for it. And don't take the quick solution like crypto, NFTs, metaverse, all this other crap that they try to feed you down the pipeline and stuff. I mean, it probably worked for them because they organized this whole thing. And if you suck in like at least 10 rubes the first time, chances are you're going to make a lot of money because you went ahead and you built that pyramid up from those 10 rubes. But they got to go and talk to other rubes so they can build up their own pyramid, in addition to having like the whole Valley of Kings spread right here. And guess what? The ones that make the most money are the ones that are in the earliest. Know what the hell bunko is. All right? And while we're on the subject here, try to go for that real money too. I mean, do you want to put a little bit in crypto? That's up to you. But as it goes for like, everything else, when it comes to being a success, you really got to put the time in for it. And then when you put enough time in, know when the hell to take a break. All right. So that's pretty much what this episode was. It's kind of a hodgepodge here and there. And what with me dropping the S-bomb all the time. Yeah, a little unorthodox. But you guys were waiting for this. And hey, it's the episode after Jams. What do you expect? Been going all out for this kind of stuff. And I'm looking forward to the next Jams because as of this announcement, Jams 44 is open for submissions. So I would suggest sending those 2 tracks in via J360productions at outlook.com. I don't know about a submission form this time, guys. I think you're just going to go ahead and use the email system because last time we had a lot of people use the email system. We only had one person use the form. So, don't worry about the form right now. I can reintroduce it at another time, and at that point, that might be the standard. But for right now, go ahead and use the email system. That's the best way because I get those all the time. So, yeah. But until then, guys, I mean, it was good being back here behind the mic for another J-Man sesh. There will be more to come. Who knows? Maybe next week you probably get a double special, though you did not hear that. But until then, though, take care for me and take care for yourselves, okay? This is J-Man signing off. Peace.
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Okay, round two. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, oh, sorry. We were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right. ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.